Welcome to Sonia's podcast.
There we are. We now have sound for our intro music video. Welcome, everybody. Tonight, you get to meet the other half of the Redo Spiritual Wellness Center. I'd like to introduce you to this year's series, which we explore specifically the spiritual transformation of individual through classes and experience that they went through, to show you that it happens a lot more and maybe hear messages from other people than just me. So we want to allow you to ask questions, so you can go ahead and post your comments, whether you're on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram, and they should all stream into our window here. And we'll be able to answer your questions as we go. So without further ado, here is Kristine Pel. Kristine is working with me in Alberta, in Drumheller, Alberta. And she's the lady who gives Usui Reiki, Universal Reiki, and Karuna Reiki sessions. She's also a Reiki Master teacher, but she prefers us to use the energy channeling into crystals, awakening their consciousness, creating jewelry to heal the people, and also tying the link between a life crystal and the person they belong to. So we're going to explore all that tonight. So welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Sonia. That was quite the introduction.
Right? So, I want to ask you, and I want you to tell us, most of us feel a moment that made us aware that we felt things a little differently, or saw others that other people couldn't see, or hear things that no one's could. How did it all start for you, this connection?
For me, I would say it was probably in my 20s. I was always intrigued by psychics. And I did a lot of reading of the Edgar Cayce books. And I think that kind of turned the light on for me initially, because it's like there's got to be something more out there.
So tell us, how did you find Edgar Cayce?
He was a very knowledgeable man, and his books were easy to read. And
yes, but how did you find him? How did you
know? How did I find him? It's kind of funny. It was my sister. My younger sister had gotten a couple of his books, so I borrowed them from her, and I started reading them.
Okay. And so can you tell us, for those listening that don't particularly know Edgar,
right,
who passed away in 1945, what's so special about Edgar Cayce?
Well, he was known as the sleeping prophet. So whenever he would fall asleep, he would get messages downloaded to him, and people would come to him about different illnesses, or, have letters sent to him, and his secretary would read them to him, and he would answer these while he was sleeping. And he had no recollection of what he said, but his secretary recorded many of the conversations that they had.
So now, you said you were 20 and you started, I don't know, asking yourself questions, getting curious about there's more to life out there. What made you feel that way? Was there any events in your life that made you start questioning yourself, or?
I think so. I think it was the passing of my eldest sister.
I see.
And yeah, I think that started it all. It's like, there's got to be more out there than just this.
But when you were younger, you also could find crystals, could you not?
I did. It's funny you should say that. When I was, I'd say in my very early teens, like probably 12, 13 years old, our family went on an outing in the town we lived in, Kamloops, and we were walking along the creek, and there was a stone in the creek that caught my eye. So I picked it up, and what should it be but a rose quartz? And rose quartz is all about love. And I still to this day have that crystal.
Oh, seriously? If I'd known that, I
I
would have told you, bring it over, show it to us.
It's not very big. It's only probably about that big. But yeah, it caught my eye in the creek.
But is it unusual? Because, I mean, it's not like rose quartz are native to Kamloops or anything.
No, they're not. I think you might find some amethyst around there, but not rose quartz. So I have no idea how this crystal ended up in that particular creek and on that day that I was going by.
Right.
But it was meant for me, so there you go.
Because one of the things, I mean, you practice, you're an energy practitioner, you do a lot of that.
Yes.
So can you tell me, how did the progression happen for you? I mean, you read some books, but did things started happening for you? Did you get any weird experiences? Like what made you want to continue looking or reading or searching?
I think it was because, especially once I moved to Vancouver, and it was more of an open type of atmosphere there. And I was able to go to crystal shops. I was able to go to what they termed back then as new age bookstores and meeting people of like minds. And yeah, and that kind of started the real ball rolling. So I started attending some what they would call crystal or metaphysical fairs as well, and meeting people there. And then I really got involved with crystals.
So what do you mean by really getting involved by crystals? What does that look like? Just for the people, that are like, am I just buying crystals, or is there, because you're the crystal lady in our group, right?
Yes.
So you're the one that everybody would turn to and say, hey, Chris, what's my crystal? What do I need?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between buying a few crystals to put on your shelf and what you were doing?
I would feel their energy just by holding them, and they would tell me they want to come home with me and they want to be made into something. So I started taking classes on how to wire wrap crystals, and then also took some classes on making beaded bracelets, and then it kind of evolved from there. I make a few necklaces now, and sun catchers. So it kind of evolves as you go along, and I just felt drawn to many of these crystals. And they talk to you.
Right, they talk to you. They don't necessarily talk to everybody else.
No, but you can feel their energy.
All right. So let's say you make a sun catcher out of crystals. Yes. What's the difference, let's say, between your sun catcher and the one that we can buy at the store?
The one that you buy at the store might use low grade beads, whereas I always purchase the higher grades, like the A grades or double A grades. So they're a lot more powerful, I think, than the lower grade crystals. I mean, all of them have energy, but I think the better the grade is, the more energy they hold.
Okay, well, it's also that so what does a person do with a sun catcher? Is there any purposes to it, or just hang it in your window?
It's for hanging in your window, but also creating a good energy in that space. And depending on the beads themselves that are used on the sun catcher, because if you're going to use blue colored beads, those ones are for a calm environment. Whereas if you're going to use greens, you're wanting to bring abundance into that room. So yeah, there's different meanings to different crystals.
So now you're reading these books, you're going to fairs, you're starting to shop in crystal shops. And when did it really become for you more than curiosity and more of a spiritual transformation? What began the journey for you?
I would say at least 15 years ago, I had my first ever Reiki session.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and it was amazing. And I thought, oh, wow, I want to be able to do this as well. So that started my journey on learning more.
Okay. But it's not just about learning, because as you're learning to sorry, I've been talking for like a week straight now. As you're learning more, you're also I believe, like, the idea is that you're changing the way you think, you're changing the way you're acting, right? So
Yes.
explain that. Explain what that looks like, a transformation.
Having a more positive outlook on life.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't need drama in my life. So who does really? But internally, I feel more uplifted and lighter than I did before. And it was before I was just going through the humdrum of every day, going to work and, coming home and that sort of thing. Now I get to enjoy life and feel the lightness in life and enjoy nature more.
All right. So let's say, for example, you were working in an office, but
Yes.
while you got the Reiki and you started learning how to do Reiki for others and stuff like that, what changed at work? You still went to the same job, you still had met the same people every day. So how was it different?
It was different because I was able to share my experience with some people, and some were just absorbing the information I was giving them, and they wanted to experience what I had experienced as well. Whereas others were still very closed off to it. But the
what
ones,
changed for you? Don't forget that we're trying to tell people about a spiritual transformation.
yes.
So we're trying to demonstrate that you can still go to the same job you did before. You don't have to change work necessarily, but that through a spiritual transformation, things do change, even if it's the same work environment or the same family. So, so you're saying you feel lighter and you're more optimistic, but what else?
Yes.
And people were hungry to hear more about your experiences that you're having. But
Yes.
what changed in your behavior, let's say? What did you have to change when you decided to become more spiritual?
I was more open.
Okay.
And willing to share with some people. So I think that was the start of it all, was the sharing and the openness and, gathering the right kind of people around me there.
Okay, so a better choice of who you surround yourself with.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to have to hold your hand through this one.
Sorry.
Let's go back to you learned Reiki 1 and 2. What did you
Yes.
have to do during those classes to get into the groove of a more spiritual life?
I had to, what was it? Do the prayers for, I think it was 21 days.
Right?
And
So
the
we did
affirmations, yeah.
so we did the 5 principles of Reiki every morning for 21
Yes.
days. How did this small prayer and kind of small meditation every morning, how did that begin to change you?
It gave me a more positive outlook to start the day off with.
Okay, do you still remember what those principles are?
Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. And just for today, I will love all sentient beings. And just for today, I am grateful for. And there's so many things that I'm grateful for.
Right, and did it have to be the same thing every day that you were grateful for?
No.
So,
It could
yeah,
change every day.
so after 21 days, just the gratitude alone, what did you realize?
That I had so many things to be grateful for.
Right?
That I was very gifted with things in my life, because we tend to look at what we don't have rather than what we do have.
Yeah, and that exercise alone, right? This very small change in your daily practice, it allowed you to realize, wow, I'm actually very blessed. I have so much to be grateful for. What was I so unhappy about before? Right? And that's
Yes,
what started to make you
exactly.
realize that I can be optimistic, I can be happy because I'm very blessed.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So then, as you went on, in level 3, in Reiki level 3, you started working with crystal grids and using crystals to generate energy. Now,
Yes.
you already loved crystals to begin with. Now, once you learned that, what changed for you?
It allowed me to see that I could use crystals with my Reiki. And that's been my practice now.
Exactly.
And is
Tell us
that
about your practice.
I see clients here at the Spiritual Wellness Center, the Redo Spiritual Wellness Center, and when I'm giving a Reiki session, I will actually lay crystals on the individual for the particular chakra that they're associated with. And my goodness, the difference from when I didn't use the crystals to when I did is huge, because I've had many people comment on how they feel the energy from the crystals, penetrating into them while they're having the session.
Right. So tell me more about how the crystals are assisting you as a practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
The added crystals, what do the crystals do while you're giving someone energy?
They just cleanse their chakras. They amplify their chakras so that things are the energy, not things, the energy is moving smoothly through them.
So
You
you're
know,
basically working along with the crystal as a team,
yes,
right? So they're doing something, and it allows you to do something else and go deeper.
yes, definitely.
So
And
then
I was going to say, and I do use the 13 chakra system of ancient Egypt.
And so now, eventually, you started. You went all the way, and you became a Reiki master teacher.
Yes, I did.
And you also took classes from other people, right? You took classes on Akashic records from someone. You took shamanism from someone. You went all the
Yes,
way to Hawaii to learn how to do Karuna Reiki.
I
You
did.
you traveled. You looked for many teachers. So, what would you say of all the classes that you took?
Yes,
Which
yes.
one would you say that helped you more understand about the fact that you are a spiritual being on earth and that you have an important role to play?
Which one? I would actually say it was the Akashic records that I took with you,
Okay, why would you say that?
because it was able to show me my lifetimes and how I've evolved through them. And each one I'm learning something new and passing on information to others.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now, why were you doing all this work? Was life being particularly difficult for you, or what encouraged you to continue or push harder, maybe? Or because that was quite a commitment that you took.
Yes, it was. Um, I figured it was time that I got off my butt and and started learning more, because there's so much more out there to learn. And spirituality was, I was always drawn to it. So I thought, okay, well, that's the path I'm going to go along, and see what I can learn.
So now you've retired from your
My
day
day
job.
job, yeah.
um, what does it bring you to do these Reiki sessions for people? And we'll talk about the other things that you do, but we'll focus on Reiki for now. So what does it do for you when you give a session for someone?
It energizes me, because not only am I giving them energy, but I'm also receiving the energy, and I always feel much brighter and bigger and lighter. So I know my clients feel lighter usually and very relaxed, but they don't realize how much bigger I feel after having given them a session.
And can you explain why would that be?
It's because I'm just a conduit for the energy from the divine. So it comes through my crown and out my hands, and um, I have no control over where the energy is going to go, particularly in the person, but I feel it. And
Okay.
then I can feel what's going on in their bodies too.
So, someone out there wondering if Reiki would be something they should, because I mean, energy work per se, there's Reiki, there's prana healing, there's theta healing, there's healing hands, there's a lot of different, there's pranic healing, there's so many
Yes.
different modalities out there.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Usui Reiki?
I thought it was the easiest one to learn.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I've been told, everybody's family should have at least one Reiki practitioner, to do first aid for the family, basically.
Right. Okay. So you you're doing the Reiki, and then you started doing crystal alchemy bowl meditation.
I did.
So
And
tell us about, how did you get into that?
ah, well, a good friend of mine who owns the Redo Wellness Center, we were living in, or she was living in Langley. Uh, you were, and I would come out there and I would play the crystal bowls that you had. We started off actually with the Tibetan bowls, the brass ones. Then we evolved to the frosted white crystal bowls, but I found those were a little gritty at times. And then you ended up getting some crystal alchemy bowls, which have such pure sound to them. And they're the most beautiful sounding crystal bowls. And I would play them for the group of people that would attend the meditations with us. And we continued it on in Quebec, and now we're doing it in Drumheller, and everybody that comes just loves them. And then to top things off, in our meditation room, we have a vaulted ceiling. So we were able to install a 12-foot copper pyramid. And our regulars have noticed a substantial difference from when I played the bowls before we had the pyramid to now when they're in the pyramid and listening to the bowls.
So now this is all about meditation. Now, what if someone would like to try this, but they're feeling a little, I don't know, a little leery about, I can't meditate for a full hour. It's difficult for me to focus that long. Yeah. What's different about the crystal bowl, alchemy crystal bowl meditation, that they could come and try?
It's that the sounds are very pure, and they'll go where they need to go, the energy and the vibrations, and you feel relaxed. And a lot of times people will actually fall asleep during the meditations, and we tell them that's okay. Even if you snore, that's okay. We're not going to come and wake you up.
I
That
just
just
want to say hi,
means,
Candy.
yeah.
It's always nice when you guys say hi, and always know that you can leave us a comment or you can ask your questions. So Chris, we can see your comments, and it's always nice to be able to know that you guys are there listening to us. So right, so now you're allowing them to lay down inside a crystal, inside of a
Copper
copper
pyramid.
and you're saying it doesn't matter if they fall asleep. Now,
Exactly.
Some people would say that that's not okay. So why do you think it doesn't, if it matters or not that they're sleeping while they're there?
To me, it just means that they're going very deep into the meditation. And quite often when it's time to come out of the meditation, because I play the bowls for 45 minutes, and I'll ring a chime once the 45 minutes is done. And they tell me that they have very vivid visions and see very vivid colors and this sort of thing, and things that they've never experienced before, and they just feel great.
Even though they seem to be asleep during the meditation?
Yes.
And so therefore, do they need any level of experience at all to be meditating with the crystal bowls?
No, none at all. We've even had a couple of children join us, probably about 10, 12 years old, and they even enjoy them.
And so how young would you say that it would be feasible for someone to meditate with the crystal bowls?
I think maybe 10 years old, where they won't fidget too much.
Okay.
But yeah.
And while they're doing this, what are the things that you've experienced people do or say after a meditation? What did you have you ever had surprises or anything like that?
Actually, nothing surprises us here. They talk about feeling like they're actually levitating above their bodies, and others have said, "Oh yeah, I feel like flying to another planet," and this sort of thing, and that's all normal.
So, has anybody ever had a bad experience or a scary experience?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head, no.
Right. So then it's a positive, easy to achieve kind of meditation. And
Yes.
how often do you do those?
I do them every other Saturday, so usually every 2 weeks. And the reason why we do them on Saturday evenings is because more people are able to attend them. Because when we first started, we were doing them exactly on the full moon and the new moon, which would sometimes fall in the middle of a week. And a lot of people couldn't come because of work commitments. So we thought, okay, Saturdays, most people have Saturdays off. So they were able to come and attend them. And we do it as close to the full and new moon still. So you're still feeling that energy as well.
We still, yeah, the intent is still there to work with.
Yes.
And from 1 week to another, what is there? What can they gain from that? Why would they come so often?
It balances them. For females especially, you'll find that especially if you're still having menstrual cycles, it will kind of even them out. And yeah, a lot of people will get in sync with each other's as well. And yeah, it's quite an amazing experience to have.
So how long have you been doing the crystal bowl meditations now?
Oh, at least 10 years, maybe longer, something like that. Yeah.
All right. So 10 years, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
a
pretty
lot.
few.
That is quite a few.
And the outside of the meditation with the crystal bowls, do you help anybody else with the crystals? What else do you do?
I have what are called life crystals. And I have been able to connect certain people with their life crystals. And they're normally a larger crystal. And they are your crystal and yours alone to work with throughout your lifetime. And they'll help you with whatever you want to achieve.
So what's the difference between a life crystal and just any other crystals that you find?
Is the work that they will do for you. I'll give you an example. The home that we're in right now, we made a list of 45 things we were looking for. We each had a life crystal. We placed our list with our intentions under those crystals, meditated on them, and lo and behold, we got the home that we have that had all 45 things and more. So they can help you to achieve what you want.
Okay, so you can achieve something about finding a dwelling. Is there anything else they can help us with?
Your health.
Okay.
They can help you find a new job, get a different career. They can help you with relationships. You name it, crystals can help you with so many different things.
I also find that they allow us to meditate more grounded.
Yes, they do.
So a lot of the people that you linked with their life crystals are using their life crystals for meditation. So
Hmm.
what else do you do when you link a person with their life crystals?
I give them a brief reading on what their crystal wants to work with them on and introduce the crystal name to them, because the crystals will give me their names to pass on to the person that they belong to. And some of them are quite surprising. I had one in particular that ended up, a gentleman uh, got this life crystal, and it had a Scandinavian name,
Oh, really?
which kind of surprised me because quite a few of the crystals that I've come across have Roman or that type of era of names, but having a Scandinavian one, that kind of went like, what? Are you sure? And it's like, yeah, that's my name.
So how did all that begin? Because I mean, you went from finding a little crystal in a river to being able to hear crystal talk. Like, when was the first time you heard a crystal talk?
I would think that was, I was at a shop in Coquitlam, BC, and
In
I,
Canada.
pardon?
BC, the British Columbia in Canada.
Yeah, yeah. um, and it was called Reflections Books. And in there, they had all kinds of crystals. And there were a couple of them that were saying, come take me home. And it's like, huh, what? Who's talking to me? And it was the crystals. They wanted to go home. So that was kind of the start of it.
So that's how you started hearing crystals. Now, did you think you
Yes.
were crazy?
For a moment I did, and then after, yeah, afterwards it's like, no, okay, this is normal. They're talking. They're sentient beings, so they have voices and they want to be heard.
Okay, but did you read that somewhere? Like, how did you? Uh, I mean, for people watching us and listening to us, they must think like, wait, hang on a second. All of a sudden you're hearing voices. Me, I would think I'm schizophrenic. That's it. I've lost my marbles.
Yeah.
So what made you realize that this is perfectly normal? Like, there must have been something that guided you there. I think that sometimes because we've been doing certain things for such a long time, we forget that there was a process that we went through, and
Yeah.
we read something in a book, and then something happened, and then it guided us in that direction, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
how did you go from, oh, yeah, it's the crystal talking to me, it's okay?
I believe I did have a book that spoke on crystals, and I don't even remember who the author was on that first book that I had, but I eventually got more books and was reading more and more about the different crystals and the energy that they hold, and what their meanings are and their properties and how they can speak to you.
Okay. So now we have this little, was it more than one?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so now
Uh,
you have these few guys on the shelf there talking to you. How do you
yeah,
go from that to a life crystal?
I believe the first, well, the when I got my life crystal is when it really started with the life crystals, and that was quite a surprising and amazing experience. I had been going to Mount Shasta, California for several years, I think I had gone. and nothing ever really spoke to me. But this one year, there was a group of us that had gone there, and there was one particular store that we went into, and we were looking at the crystals, and it's like, yeah, no, no. And the woman that was working there had just taken over as the manager in there, and she said, oh, I've got this box of crystals that I found in the basement. And they had been down there collecting dust for years, and they needed to come up. So we each took one of the crystals, and I was always drawn to amethyst. It was one of my favorite stones. And do you think the amethyst would talk to me? Nope. It was, it was, and I felt the energy of this life crystal. She is a clear quartz, and very powerful. And yeah, that one spoke to me, and I thought, this is my life crystal. But it's funny, every one of us that had gone into the store that day, I think there were 4 of us, we each found our life crystal there. And I was able to get the names of the crystals and share it with the new owners and give them a reading as well.
Okay, so what does a reading looks like when you do a life reading for a life crystal?
It's usually, again, getting the name of the crystal and sharing it, and sharing what the crystal wants to help you with. And
give us some examples of what you've gotten over the years.
There was somebody who was, what was it she was doing? She wanted to change her career, and the life crystal spoke to me and said the time wasn't right for her to do that. And this was a lady here in Alberta, actually, that I had done a reading for, and it told us that she needed to wait another year, and things would fall into place for her, but to meditate with her crystal, and it would all come about very easily.
Cool.
So yeah.
Hi, Marilyn. I recall someone was not able to sell their house, and they asked the crystal for their assistant, and the house sold. And
yes.
Then in the case of wanting to purchase a house, they're really good at helping manifesting in a third dimension.
Yes.
Right, because I also have a life crystal of my own, and I find that when I'm struggling with something in the third dimension, things are not moving, or things are not going smoothly, then what I do is I write down what's going on and where I need help, and then I put the crystal on top, and I'm like, you take care of it. It's your job.
Yeah. And they will.
Yeah, you have an extra assistant helping you manage this third dimensional dense stuff, right? They're really good at it.
And the crystals are basically gifts that are given to us by Mother Earth.
Right. Marilyn says to us, I love the crystals I bought from Chris. Even my life crystal is from her. Oh, Marilyn, you have a life crystal. The thing is, over the years, you kind of forget who has one and who's able to get paired, until someone says, I got one. So that's neat. That's super neat. So how do you know that they're a life crystal when you find them? Because you have a whole bunch of them like waiting to be associated with their owner, I guess, right?
Yes. Yeah. I just feel their energy and how they are powerful, and they tell me, yeah, I'm just waiting for my person. to come along and join with me.
So, and can you explain why they tend to be bigger, larger crystals?
Because I mean, though crystals of any size have a lot of energy, the life crystals kind of expand on that energy. And oh,
So Marilyn
thank you,
says, yeah,
Madeline.
that's the crystal that calms me every time. I feel softness when I hold it, like a mother's hug. Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
so
so
sweet.
sweet, Madeline. Thank
That's so
you.
sweet. See, this is why
But
you guys,
yeah,
it's important that you put us your comment and you share it, because it makes it more lively when we have a conversation, right? And then
yeah.
if you have a question, we're able to, answer your question too.
Exactly. And yeah, the crystals, they just know that you need something and they'll work with you and give you what you need.
I know that I found a crystal that spoke, and I have to say, the first time you hear a crystal talk, it's a little bit kind of what's going on?
Yeah, who's talking to me?
Who's talking to me? Because I remember I was at a wholesale kind of store, and all of a sudden I'm heading towards the till, and I hear super loud, "Hey, don't leave me behind!" And I'm like, is that? And I honestly thought it was a child running after their mom or something, right? It was that loud, and I was like, okay, no, that's in my head. And then I'm looking around, I'm like, who said that? And all of a sudden I could see this crystal really kind of all of a sudden
Light up.
light up, become very shiny or bright, or it's
Hmm.
hard to explain, but it felt like there was a light coming from the inside. And I went over to him and I said, well, dude, it's not like I don't have crystals at home. If you guys only knew how many crystals
Yeah.
we have. So I was like, he's like, but I need to go with you. And I'm like, well, it depends how much you cost, because I don't need another crystal. So
Yeah.
and I looked at the price, and it was ridiculously low. And so I asked the attendant, I'm like, why is this crystal so low? And she's like, oh, look, he's all chipped. So that's why we discounted it. We'll never be able to sell it. And the crystal says, see, they don't see how powerful I am. They don't have no clue of what I can do, and they don't appreciate me.
Exactly.
Take me with you, and I will work with you. So it became one of the crystals that I use in my lessons. That just like someone who has a mental disability or a physical disability, it's not because they're not perfect that they're not very important people, and they should not be treated with respect and honored as divine citizens, just like another person, right? So
Yeah.
this crystal was such a great teacher of that we don't need to be perfect, that some of
Yeah.
our scars or our chips are part of what made us who we are today. And without those, we wouldn't have grown. We wouldn't have the wisdom that we now possess. So
Yeah.
it's important to incorporate all of those things. So next time you're at a store and you see a crystal and it looks like it has a crack or it has a little thing, just think of it. Maybe that's the crystal that's going to take you on the most magnificent journey that you could
Yeah.
ever imagine. So Marilyn says, I buy them every time I feel I need to, but sometimes I give them to my friends and family because I feel they need them. Some of them
Yes.
stay always with me, like my life crystal. Yes, and that's the other thing, right? When Chris says they're gifts from Mother Earth, I think that the difference between a life crystal, which is assigned to you and will stay with you until the day you go back to your physical wrap goes back to the earth. The other crystals, they're meant to be with you in the moment. But
Yeah.
I've known crystals say, I'm leaving with her today. I'm going, okay, well, all right then.
Mhm.
and giving away the crystal because that's who he's now meant to be. So,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
quite often do that too, especially like I'll do markets and young children are just in awe of the crystals. And it's like, Yeah, that one wants to go home with you. Here you go.
So have you noticed anything about children in crystals, Chris?
Oh yeah, their children are so in tune with the crystals. They know more about them than most adults do. And yeah, sometimes the children will come up to my table. Oh, this is such and such, and oh, that's such and such, and this is what it's for, and this sort of thing. And it's like, yes, you're right.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, taking all of, because you're the crystal person, right? I refer
Yes.
to you as the crystal almanac. Because you seem to be able to, because you understand them, and because you can hear them talk to you, and you're able to really connect to crystals and bring them to life for other
Yeah.
people. So Marilyn says to us, "Oh yeah, my daughter loves them. She took a lot of from my collection actually." Well, I think that also we are in an era where there are what we call crystal children, and those children are
Yes.
born with less blocks and less fear, and more connected to these energies and the earth, and are
Yes.
able to better understand energetically what's going on.
Oh, definitely.
I know that you can try this at home for once.
Mhm.
Instead of do not try this at home, try this at home. Have a bunch of crystals and put them on the table, and then ask one of the children to put them so that they have the brightest light. And they will
Mhm.
arrange the crystal in a certain order, in a circular or cubic form or whatever, and they will be able to arrange the crystals in a way that creates more energy than the way they were before. So
Yeah.
I always find that, when a parent wants to know if the child is, is able to take a class from me or work with me, that's usually my test for them. I know because I can see the energy, and I give them the crystal. I'm like, now put the crystal in the way that's going to create the biggest bubble of light. And I have yet to see a child that could not do that. They're
Yeah.
amazing. They see things that we have turned off, or I've been told, oh, it's your imagination, right? But these kids, they can do it. They're not been
Hmm.
turned off. So encouraging them to understand it's not your imagination. You're not inventing this. You're really seeing light. So now make the light bigger, right? Brighter and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you you were told recently you had a channel, and we'll do a shout out to Mr. Kevin Ryerson, an amazing channeler in from California in the United States. And you had a meeting with him recently, and he said something special with your relationship between you and crystals. And I really want to go, and I'd like to talk about that because that was something else.
Yes, and the channel or the spirit that came through him to speak with me is an Egyptian gentleman called Atun Ray. And he told me, because I asked him straight out, should I continue working with crystals? Should I continue working with the jewelry? And, should I teach classes? And definitely yes to all of those questions. And he said that I do have a spirit guide that is from the 1920s, I believe. Uh, he was an artist, but he also made jewelry. And he said, you're going to kind of follow in line with his type of jewelry, and it's full of crystals. And the bracelets that I make are just not like ornamental pieces of jewelry. They actually hold a lot of energy in them to help heal people. And that's so true because I use my Reiki energy that I channel into the pieces that I make so that they do help the people that are purchasing them. And because they're all uh, real crystals,
Yeah,
not
no
the fake
plastic, not
stuff. Yeah,
glass, not tainted.
exactly. So, yeah. So
But
I
what
need
did
to
he say
continue
about
on.
using Reiki with crystals? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head.
Lucky for you guys, I
Yeah,
listened to
you
it.
wrote it down.
He said that every time that Chris uses a Reiki and touches a crystal, she awakens the consciousness of the crystal.
Oh,
So
right.
there's no crystal that passes through Chris's hand that doesn't have an awakened consciousness. And so therefore, whenever you get in touch with one of Chris crystal and you bring them home, you're bringing a being that is awakened to its right frequency, ready to assist you and help you
Hmm.
in your everyday and in restoring your body and your health to the proper frequency. So that's quite something.
That is, yes. And I totally forgot that.
So you also got a chance while you were talking to him to find out about some of your past lives.
Oh, I did. One of them was quite interesting in that I apparently was very instrumental in uh, building I guess it's the death mask of, was it Tutankhamun or,
Tutankhamun, yes.
yeah, and laying the lapis lazuli
So you
into the
specifically
mask.
work on the death mask of Tutankhamun, and you were laying the lapis lazuli all over the death mask. So if
Yes.
any of you want to know what that looks like, just query death mask of Tutankhamun, and go look at all the blue stripes on the mask, and those were laid by our very own Kristine Pel a few lifetime ago.
Yeah, quite a few lifetimes ago, but yeah.
But that's not the only lifetime where you were working with crystals, right?
No, it seems that I've been working with crystals in many of my lifetimes, and I keep going back to them.
So, and that's important, right? Because now, would you say that you lived a more spiritually awakened life?
This one, yes.
And would you say that finding all this information has helped you in any way?
Yes, it's having the knowledge now that I've been on this gradual path, lifetime through lifetime, to get where I am today. It just blows my mind, actually. It's okay, so I am doing the right thing this lifetime. Uh, Learning more spiritually related things and passing on information to people, getting others involved in the spirituality. So, yeah,
How are you opening doors for people?
I tend to network. So, I I bring them here. Well, first off, I was volunteering at a store in Drumheller, so that
So
was,
let's tell people about that for our people in Alberta, and you could come by the Hoodoo Hollow. It's going to
yeah,
reopen very soon now. It was unfortunately there was a big fire last fall, but now the repairs are almost done, and Hoodoo Hollow will be back downtown Drumheller, opening its doors in June. So let's make
yeah,
sure that people know about it, so you can come and meet Chris at Hoodoo Hollow once they reopen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I usually go in once a week or once every 2 weeks and volunteer in there, and then that's when I meet people and I tell them about what we do, and I've been able to connect some people with us so that they are able to come and try out our meditations, or maybe come for a Reiki session, and see what we're all about.
Yeah, exactly. So it's would you say that you're a door opener, maybe you're a networker, but are you
Yeah,
facilitating them stepping through the door of their own
yeah,
spiritual development, maybe?
I think I am. Yeah. Because some of them have said, oh, I used to go to some things like years ago, and then I fell away from it. And I didn't know that you guys were even here. So it's like, yes, definitely, I want to come. So, yeah, opening doors for people and making them realize that we're just down the road from you. So come on down.
And you also have retreats, right? So the
Yes, we do.
people listening to us from Australia or Sweden or France, they can also join us on the retreats. It's something that they could fly down for, because we do have people doing that as well.
Yeah, and we have the space for them to stay on our property with us for the entire time of the retreat and enjoy the nature around them and the quiet. And that's what people have commented on before, is how peaceful it is here and how they feel energized. A friend came with their little boy about a week ago, and he's like, I want to see the magic around here. And he came again just a few days ago. I'm going to go look for the magic, Mom, because he feels it here.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yes.
That's cool. So, do anybody require any special type of preparation if they were to embark on their spiritual journey now or today? Where would you suggest they start?
I would start with the meditations here, just to try to open themselves up to feeling the energies around here. And then maybe go into a Reiki session, maybe come to a drumming or a retreat, kind of build on it, take classes. We offer so many classes here too.
But
So,
where is a good place to begin? So you're saying the meditation is an easy in, it's an easy way to get started.
yes.
Um, and anything else?
Mm,
Is there a book you would recommend, or is there
I I would recommend the book that you wrote on your spiritual transformation.
really? A
Yeah,
lot of people are finding that actually not as
a
easy to read.
difficult one to read.
Yeah, well, they find it. They find that it was pretty dark in the beginning, which was the idea behind the
Yeah,
book, is to show you how dark it was and how light it is now.
yeah,
But
definitely
yeah.
that you can get there.
Oh, and look at that. You see, Marilyn's got you lapis lazuli bracelet that you made for her. And she says, I wear my lapis lazuli bracelet to every show I
Oh,
sing. Marilyn is a
oh,
singer, and she's a concert artist, and she's been on television and everything. She's quite she's an
she's
amazing
very
voice. She's so talented.
talented.
Yeah. And
That's wonderful.
oh, and she says she would
Oh, the
recommend the chakra
chakra
book.
book. Yeah,
Yeah. See, I think that's a good place to start, right? If you don't know
that
which
would.
chakras
Yeah.
are, at least learning where the energy, getting a Reiki session is about getting energy, but why is that so important, right? So learning that
Yes.
chakras are the how the energy gets distributed, and knowing where they are in your body and what do they affect. They affect your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your memory body, right? So there's all these different things that come into play. And yeah, you're right, Marilyn. That's a good place to
Yes, that is right. a good one to start with, and I would recommend the deluxe version, because we have pictures of the crystals in the back of the book, and then you can find the crystals that are associated with particular chakras, and you know what they actually look like. Or if you're going crystal shopping, you'll know what to look for.
Yes, because sometimes, believe it or not, in crystal shops, they're sometimes mislabeled. So,
Yes.
or maybe you have crystals at home that you bought a while ago and you completely forgot what they are. You don't know how many times we get that. The people come to see Chris and they bring their crystals.
Yeah.
Like crystals.
What is this?
What is this and what is that? And we
Yeah.
put little labels on them for them so that they remember in the future. Yeah, that's a really good idea. And so is there a particular message? Now, don't forget, the theme of the evening is your personal spiritual transformation, right? So you went from living
basically a humdrum life.
well, and also I think a more solo, right?
Yes.
Or can you believe it, people? She used to be timid and had a hard time looking people in the eye. And then she started doing fairs and she's talking to people and she's reaching out and she's becoming this fantastic, amazing networking person, connecting people from all sorts of different backgrounds and things like that, connecting the right person together. So I know that was a big change for you.
Yes.
And Marilyn says, I had the chance to be guided by you guys for a bracelet for my voice. Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, that's kind of cool. You know what? Sometimes, Chris and I tend to see quite a few people over the different show that we do, the different retreats that we do. So it's hard to remember every single thing we've done for everybody. But it's kind of cool that you guys remember. I like that. So I want to know, what this change life. Why would you encourage someone to take that journey?
Because it'll open so many doors for you.
What kind of doors, Chris?
Like you said, I was living the solo life for the longest time, and then just taking classes, meeting people, going to different meditations, and just things were opening up for me. So, right. Yeah.
And Marlene, hi Marlene. She says you both look very happy. Well, I gotta say, we are. It's hard to be sad. We're doing pretty good. But I think that's part of living a spiritually awakened life, right? Because you feel guided. You do get messages, not from just crystals. You can hear, and you can feel the love.
Yeah.
You can feel the guidance. And the gratitude exercise. Now, everybody can do that, right? You don't need to specifically take a class for that. You can start doing that every night before you go to bed. Be thankful for 3 things. And it's interesting because there's things that we tend to forget. I have a roof over my head. I have a vehicle to go to work every day, or I have public transport that gets me there. I have clothes, I have food to eat. I have friends that support me. When someone comes and help you, you realize I'm not alone. I have people who love me, who care for me, right? It's all these little things that little by little make your life completely changed, right?
Oh, definitely.
And transform you as a person. I would say, you look brighter, you smile more, you're not as sick as often, you tend to be healthier, right?
Definitely. I mean, in over a year, I think I've just recently had a 3-day cold. That was it.
Right. So
I said enough of this.
But it's all those things that, I don't know, I feel younger, healthier, stronger now than I could say from 25 years ago, which is insane. right? So
Me too.
and the support that I feel, the love that I feel.
Yeah.
I'm attracting the same people with the same light or the same need to be in the light. So I attract people who are optimistic, positive, loving, caring, nurturing. So imagine you go in an environment where you get all this support and love. It's amazing. It's fantastic, right? It makes your life better by association.
It does very much.
So is
And
there, oh,
and you were right, you know, about me, because for some things I never would have asked for help for things, and now I have no problem.
no,
You
that's
know,
not.
yeah. It's like, hey, I need help with this, or I need help with that.
Right. So, what would you say? Is there a particular message you'd like to share? You want, you know, the from the bottom of your heart, this is what you want people to know.
Hmm. Love yourself first.
Oh,
Yes. And then share with the world.
wow, that's powerful. I was not expecting that.
I
Not that
bet you
not that
weren't.
you're not loving or anything, but that's an amazing message,
Yeah.
right? Because most
Because,
of us,
yeah, I was going to say too, most of us don't love ourselves first.
but we're also told it's not okay because we're being selfish, and that's
Yes.
not what you should be doing. You should be taking care of everybody, and you should be kind for everybody. But you know, I mean, the best analogy that I can think of is the cell phone, right?
Hmm.
Now, all of you at one time or another, your cell phone died, and then what happened? You lose your GPS, you lose your camera, you lose your music, you lose your phone, you lose your internet, you lose everything. So uh, you're very conscientious about recharging your phone every chance you get. So why are you less important than your cell phone? Why shouldn't you get a chance every chance you get to get a little moment of breathing in, smelling the flowers, getting respite, getting a break,
Yeah,
right? And Marilyn says it's impossible to live and care for others if you don't for yourself. And Marilyn knows this.
that's so
She
true.
said Marilyn is a caregiver. She's a foster home for people with great disabilities, and they're such a loving family. They're the people that they look after become part of their family. But no matter how much you love them, you need to love yourself first. You need to be able to have that battery charged up, because if your battery dies, you're not going to help anybody at all.
Yeah,
So it's super important to start by taking care of yourself.
yeah.
So you've
Look
recently,
after, yeah, look after your health. Um, Go and enjoy a meal that you would love to have. I went on an adventure with a friend a couple months ago, and the highlight of our day was going out for Thai food because we both love Thai food. So, yeah, that was us giving ourselves some loving.
right? And this is something that's new for you, Chris. So even though you've
Yes,
been on this spiritual journey, you keep learning new things, right? There's always
yes.
something new that comes to you. So it's not like you're all infused with wisdom and you know
No.
everything.
Learn
so,
something new every day.
so self-care is something that's now starting to you started building this up in your routine.
Yes.
So what are some example of your self-care that you do?
Massage. Go for a massage. I haven't done it yet for myself, but go for a manicure or pedicure.
Right,
Um,
but you started doing you're starting using face cream and
yes.
doing a little self-care regimen,
Yes.
and you also you realized that your physical body you needed to be kinder to yourself, and
Yes.
you know,
Don't
so
overdo things. Yeah. And
right.
don't try to do everything yourself. It doesn't hurt to ask for help.
right? Or take a break and enjoy the
Yeah.
day. You know, you plant
Yeah.
all these flowers, but you never sit down next to them to look at them.
I know.
Diane says, and others learn how to love you by how you love yourself. Very true.
Yes.
Very true. It's just like setting boundaries, right? Setting boundaries is very healthy because it's a way to respect yourself. And if when you start respecting yourself, that's when the others will start respecting you.
Yes.
If you allow things to happen, you can't blame others for taking advantage of you saying yes all the time. But
Hmm.
you being able to say, okay, well, you know what? I want to be kind. I want to be helpful. But unfortunately, I also need to look after me. So I
Yeah.
need to take it easy, or this is not something I can help you with anymore, right? Being honest
Right.
with what we can and cannot do, and maybe it's just a temporary thing, right?
Right.
While you recharge those batteries.
Hmm.
I really love that. That's a great message, Chris. Um,
Thank you.
for someone wanting to get a hold of you, Chris, how can they get a hold of you if they want a session or if they want to come for meditation? Where can they go? Where can they find all that?
They can find the information on the Redo Spiritual Wellness website. And there is a link in there for booking a session with me, or they can give me a phone call at 825-333-7685.
Okay, so they can book directly, but it's always nice if they call you ahead of time first before they can
Yeah.
book. But you can see everything that Chris has to offer under the healing session tab on sonyaroy.com, because we do work together. So rather than splitting everything up, we joined everything together. Makes life
Yeah,
simpler,
it does
right?
make it simpler.
When is your next crystal ball meditation, Chris?
It's actually this coming Saturday.
Oh,
At,
okay.
yeah, at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time
In
in
near Drumheller,
near
Drumheller,
Drumheller,
Alberta.
Alberta.
And that's going to be with crystal balls under the copper pyramid.
Yes.
All right. I know that sometimes with that we do a little extra, like the last one we were looking for her guide, connecting to our guides. Sometimes we'll do the sacred feminine and we'll try to work with Kuan Yin. There's other times we'll pull a totem animal to work with during our
Yeah.
meditation. So we vary it
Change it
up.
up a little bit. And at the end of the meditation, we'll go around the group, and it's not an obligation, but most people want to join in anyways. They will share what they felt, what they saw, whether it was colors or visions, and we'll try to help them interpret what that was all about.
Okay. Well, that's good,
Yeah.
right? Because the whatever they see when you talk about visions, can you explain a little bit what that's like so they have a bit of an idea? If someone doesn't know what that is, it could be maybe a little scary of an experience.
Hmm.
What's a
Yeah.
vision? What does that look like?
Well, for my personal one, it normally starts off that I'll see green hills, blue skies, a creek, and I'll see Archangel Michael standing on the hilltop. And he's just there to protect me as I'm walking along this path, and I'm going towards, an, I guess, the ocean, and a little island where everybody in the group is waiting for me. And it's really an awesome experience. And everybody will have something different, but then you'll find that there are some similarities between everybody's visions.
And they vary from meditation
Yes,
to meditation.
they do.
So you were mentioning Archangel Michael, and you were born. You were practicing Catholic at the time.
Yes.
Can anyone join these meditation?
Oh, yes. It's not a religious thing. So anybody of any faith or somebody who doesn't believe can join us. And
Still benefit.
yes, they will benefit immensely.
Okay, I think that's important for people to know, because we're talking about spiritual transformation, which is different than belonging to
A
an
religion.
organization or a religion, or right.
Yeah.
There's we don't ask you to join anything.
Yeah, we're
You
not
know?
a cult.
Right? And also, there it doesn't go against anybody's different belief system either, right?
Yeah.
I think it's more of the way I can describe it is an amplifier.
Yeah.
Maybe if you already have a certain faith of choice, I think that the different exercise in awakening your spirituality, which the way I see it is applying it every day.
Yes.
Right? It's every day, not just once a week or once a month or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not on major holidays. It's every day integrating this part of you that is part of the divine into your
Yes.
life, right? That's, I think,
Yes.
is the biggest key that people are often missing. Like right
Mm-hmm.
now, you're in the process of taking the online class.
Yes.
Even though you know you're part of the center and everything, for your own benefit, for your own personal growth, you're participating in some of the activities.
Yes. And it's opened my eyes. It's the second time around for me, by the way. And it's opened my eyes to certain things and answered some questions that I didn't know needed answers to. And yeah, it's a great exercise to do.
All right, so we're not, like I said earlier, we're not embedded with this infused wisdom that we're perfect and know everything.
No.
We are continuously
Learning.
learning and challenging ourselves and looking to be better, to be, you know, to bring more um, to not just ourselves but our community, right? Or
Yes.
our surrounding surrounding places. Marilyn says every spiritual path is different and not linear. Very true.
That is true.
Right, so that's why we don't, that's why I ask everybody, where would you encourage someone to start? And so far we've had 5 guests this year, and every one of them kind of had a different suggestion, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not a specific journey with a step 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing, but it's kind of nice to get a few suggestions, which I think is my idea with the shows this year, with the
Right.
podcast this year, is to try and give different perspective on what happened to you when, you know, and how did, for you, it was a very um, uh, matter of factly, you know, you kind of walked into it and you just
Yeah.
got step with it. There was no big shock. There was no big trauma, you know, but
No.
you just got on the flow of things, and you just got on a bigger boat kind of thing.
Yeah, I did. And I've always told, well, always, for quite a long time, I've always told people I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I believe in the divine and the universe, whatever, or God, whatever you want to call it. I do believe, but not in a religious sense.
Right, but it's all about opening different doors, right?
Yes.
Allowing someone to find the door that fits them, and allowing them to walk through this door and discover what's on the other side. Right?
Yeah.
To me, if I look at it, I see a very big circular room with 360 different doors, but they all lead to this inner room in the end, right?
Yeah.
Does it matter if you start with a class, or if you start with meditation, or if you start with, you know, an epiphany or a vision,
Yeah.
right? the importance is that you awaken to your spiritual nature, and
Yes.
that you embrace that divine part of you, and then you work through your process, which belongs to you, in
Mm-hmm.
order to become more light, more positive, more happy, more joy, more
Yeah.
serenity, more inner peace, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, we're almost at the end. If you guys have any questions, now's a good time to ask. We've got a lot of participation tonight, which is always great. We love this when you guys join in and put your comments. We know you're listening, which is nice. And I know it differs from some of you. I've seen my other podcast the other years. It's a different way to deal with it this year. I just wanted to bring you different perspective. So rather than just listening to me, you get to hear it from someone else. So I felt it was kind of nice to give someone else the opportunity to share their awakening, their experience, and to maybe inspire you to get curious, to pick up a book even, and
Yeah.
start reading, right? And start asking questions. Like, one of the things
Mm-hmm.
that I hear sometimes, people say, "Oh, I have a stupid question." It's not stupid. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're curious, you want some information. It's not stupid. There's no stupid question. So ask your question. Find someone that is not gonna belittle you and you feel safe with, and have a conversation. Share your experience, share what has happened to you, and start looking for answers. Don't be shy. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the part of the journey is the discovery, right? It's not just getting to the end, it's the journey that's part of it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, if we don't have any more comments or questions, I'm exhausted my question. Is there anything else you want to add, Chris?
I don't think so. I think it's we've covered pretty much everything we can.
So, Chris, again, is your Reiki, Usui Reiki, Universal Reiki, Karuna Reiki caregiver, Reiki master teacher. Uh, she's your sound bath healer at the center, and she's your meditative guide as well to
Yeah.
build up your ability to meditate. And
And if
Marilyn,
you oh
Marilyn, she says, "I love you guys. What I love about you guys is that there is no judgment and no dumb question." Absolutely.
yeah.
Because it's with the questions that we can open those doors and get talking, and
Mm-hmm.
get the get to the bottom of things,
Yeah.
and start exploring.
Love you
So
too, Madeline. And we do have many tools that will help you crystal wise or sacred geometry, these sorts of things, smudging, you name it, we carry it here too. So if you are interested in any of that stuff, come on by and see us.
yeah, and ask your questions.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. We had lots of thumbs up and hearts, and lots of listeners. We'll see you again next month. And next month, oh, hang on a second. Who's my guest next month? Oh, hang on a second. For June, end of June, we have, Kyla Rogers. Kyla Rogers is going to come to talk to us about her spiritual awakening and how it all occurred to her. So join us on our journey discovery path of a spiritual transformation, and join us. We always welcome you on our journey. Thank you so much, everybody. Good
Thank you,
night.
everyone.
Good night, Marilyn. Oh, and we had Jessica, and her better half says she'd be interested in the Ricky session, Chris. So give Chris a call. All right.
Yeah, 825
333 7685.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.